Welcome to Exponential News, your daily dose of what's happening at the edge of the exponential age. We break down the latest in AI, crypto, space, and frontier tech so you don't miss the signal in the noise.
Okay, so let's just dive right in. The world is literally being rewritten by data. I mean, from the tiny functions inside our own bodies to the massive architecture of global markets. And that brings up a huge question. What does this new reality, this hyper-quantified world, actually look like?
So we're going to start with the most personal data point there is, you. Wearable tech is taking a massive leap, and it's going way, way beyond just counting your steps or tracking a weekend run.
I mean, the sheer depth of data we can collect now is just incredible. This isn't just some small, incremental update. This is a whole new wave of sensors that are basically turning your body into a live dashboard. We're talking FDA-approved devices measuring your heart's mechanics, real-time sensors tracking your stress levels by the minute, and even tech that continuously monitors your metabolism through the gas on your skin. And what's powering all this? You guessed it, AI. Models like Google's SensorLM, which has been trained on, get this, over 60 million hours of this exact kind of data.
And make no mistake, this is not a niche market. It is absolutely exploding. We're looking at a projected value of over $25 billion by 2034. And that growth is all being driven by this fundamental shift away from just consumer gadgets to regulated medical-grade devices that can give you truly life-changing insights.
Now, of course, this new capability is sparking some really intense competition. Just take a look at the satellite smartwatch race. Garmin just made a huge move, launching its Fenix 8 Pro with satellite tech built right in, beating Apple to the punch. They're using the super-established Iridium network for global reach and linking it directly to an emergency response center that's already handled over 17,000 incidents. So yeah, all eyes are now on Apple to see how they're going to respond with their rumored Watch Ultra 3.
Okay, so let's zoom out from our own personal data to the massive systems that power the global economy. The very plumbing of finance is being rebuilt from the ground up, and it's happening on the blockchain.
And if you want to see the real-world impact, just look at JPMorgan's recent work with a massive loan servicer. The results are just staggering. In the before, the old legacy system, it took days to process and distribute loan payments. Days. Now, after, with the new Connexus blockchain system, those same payments are automatically verified and settled in just a few minutes. That's not just an improvement, that's a revolutionary leap in efficiency.
So here's the crucial point. This is no longer just about cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin. We are talking about the tokenization of every single real-world asset you can imagine. We've got Galaxy Digital putting the first SEC-registered public shares on Solana. We've got Kraken putting stocks on Ethereum so they can be used in DeFi. Toyota is even turning autonomous cars into NFTs on Avalanche for on-chain financing. This is the real new frontier.
So when you have this massive migration of assets moving on-chain, it starts to trigger a corporate rush. Companies are no longer just looking to use the blockchain, now they're looking to hold these digital assets directly on their balance sheets.
And you know what? Europe is officially joining the party. A new public company, simply named Treasury, just listed on the stock exchange in Amsterdam, holding over 1,000 Bitcoin as its reserve asset. This is a huge signal that Bitcoin is now being seen as a legitimate treasury asset, right up there with giants like Bitcoin Group and Sequans.
But the story is already moving beyond just Bitcoin. The most forward-thinking companies are diversifying their digital holdings. They're not just hedging anymore, they're making strategic bets on the foundational platforms of the future. You've got firms making $44 million bets on Ethereum as Web3 infrastructure, and others going big on high-performance networks like Solana.
And this has to be the most dramatic example yet. Sharps Technology. They're a NASDAQ-listed company that makes medical devices, things like smart syringes. They just made a totally radical pivot. They went out and bought $400 million worth of Solana, making digital assets their #1 treasury strategy. A traditional healthcare company is going all in on crypto infrastructure. It's just wild.
And this trend of radical strategic pivots isn't just limited to finance, It's pushing us towards the ultimate paradigm shift, as the world's most ambitious companies make these enormous bets on AI and the fundamental infrastructure that's going to support it all. Just like at Elon Musk, he is completely reframing Tesla's identity. He's on record saying that in the future, 80% of Tesla's value will come not from cars, but from its Optimus humanoid robots. The whole story is shifting from an electric vehicle company to an AI and robotics company. And this pivot is happening at a really critical time because Tesla's core car business is facing some major headwinds. Deliveries were down 13%, and European sales fell a staggering 40% in July. So this isn't just a pivot, it's a massive high-stakes bet on a completely different future.
And then, at the most fundamental level, the very backbone of our digital world is getting a radical upgrade. Microsoft has developed a new hollow-core fiber optic cable that transmits data 45% faster than the cables that power the internet today. But the real breakthrough here isn't just the speed, it's the efficiency. They've achieved a record low amount of data loss, which means the signal stays stronger for much longer distances. And this isn't just about faster streaming, you guys. This is the kind of technology that could enable things like remote surgery, where latency is literally a life-or-death variable.
And it's not just the tech companies. Even our most traditional institutions are now adopting AI. The Reserve Bank of Australia has built a custom AI chatbot, trained it on over 20,000 documents from its own 40-year history, all to help it shape monetary policy. Central banking is officially in the AI age.
So, you see the trend. From our own heartbeats on our wrists to the speed of light in a cable under the ocean, everything is becoming faster, smarter, and more interconnected. The question is no longer if these exponential changes will reshape our world, but how we're all going to navigate the world they create. And it really makes you ask, in this new era, what's the most valuable resource? Is it the raw data, the network that connects it all, or the algorithm that makes sense of everything? That's it for today's Exponential News. To dive deeper and see how we're building in public, visit exponentialtom.com and join our community.